Hey, it is exciting to be back with another design tip of the month. And this one, we are going to talk about taste. I know. You're like, how exactly are we talking about taste and design? It doesn't really feel like it's something that we think about when we think about creating the experiences and our spaces and what we are doing in them. It doesn't seem like it would be something that could be an intentionality that would actually help us create what we are wanting to do. But it is actually. And I want to tell you a little story that I think embodies this concept so beautifully. And it's talking about my children when they went to school. And this is probably the thing that I enjoyed hearing and realizing that the teachers that were working with our students in the school system were taking into account. So if you're a teacher out there and you use this little tidbit or this little type of piece of advice on how to help kids study and take tests and do all of those types of things, kudos to you. I think that this is fabulous. And it is an illustration of how to use taste in with intentionality and how effective and potent that it actually can be. So when my children would go to take a test, a lot of times their teachers would hand out lifesavers, spearmint, peppermint, something with a strong mint flavor to it to suck on. Now, is this something that they ever got a chance to utilize any other time in school? No, not really. It was a special thing for tests. Believe it or not, the taste of peppermint or mint actually focuses the brain and allows the brain to remember and focus more intently on what you're doing at that moment in time. And so the teachers were using that as a way to help students be able to zone in and really get into the flow of the test instead of losing concentration and feeling frustrated and different things that can come with test anxieties, if you will. And I love that. And I see that it actually happens with my neurodivergent children and people all around out there. There is things when it comes to taste, like special teas. If you use the same tea while you're studying or while you're getting ready for an exam or getting ready for a big project and you have to do a presentation in a few days, any of those types of things, if you use something that has a distinct flavor that you enjoy, that you like. My daughter uses a Zen peppermint type of tea that has some lemongrass in it. And she uses that as a study tool. And then it's something that she can take with her to class when she has a test on that subject. And believe it or not, because she was drinking it, because she was tasting that taste, when she was studying, it helps her recall and bring back the memory for what she was taking the test on. Amazing, isn't it? That we can actually help ourselves do things and perform at a more optimum level when we incorporate taste into what we're doing. Another fun fact, if you will, and something that I think that more people should be able to utilize more often is that when you're trying to connect with somebody, present an idea, create a presentation, tell a keynote, have a conversation where you really want somebody to be able to get into and invested into what you're trying to say and influence what is going to happen and their mood or those types of things. If you can incorporate food or the idea of that into your presentation, you hook somebody because almost always they can picture the taste, the emotions that would come with it. They become much more invested in what you're talking about. They pay attention more. And it's a fascinating thing that we actually, as humans, create so much around taste. And yet, it's something that if you were saying, hey, I'm going to design an experience, it might be one of the last things you think about, unless it happens to be a very specific food environment and you're a restaurant and this is the whole concept that you're working with. But taste can help with memory. It can help you solidify and invest into a story, become part of it. And so when you're designing around taste, again, the holidays are one of those things. I almost promise you, I actually have a hard time not being able to say the word guarantee, that if you had, that there is a dish that comes up at the holidays that you absolutely love and that you look forward to. And the holiday is just not the holiday unless mom made this thing, or grandma made it, or your aunt made it, or your dad made it just this way, that you remember it because it brings that to you so much, with so much clarity. And then there's those that are like, oh, please, I, 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 I don't want to go because that taste of that thing was just, it makes me not want to be there. So when you're thinking about experiences and how to create them and how to design with intentionality in your life, remember that taste is can be utilized in so many different ways. It can be utilized for testing, it can be utilized in school, it can be utilized to create memorabilia, meaning being able to remember something so you can hand some of these things out if you're being judged, or if you're have people that you're trying to get more invested in what you're saying. You can create pictures and invest people into your ideas and grow your ideas in a way that just gets you somewhere faster by using taste and using the concepts of what we remember. So not only do we have smell as a really potent anchor, but taste can be too. And the whole concept of taste, we bring in the visual, we bring in the olfactory, which is smell. We bring in all of those different things, and they are senses that really truly set what we call an anchor. And that is something that locks us into that memory. It becomes core for us a lot of times. We significantly have more impact with what we are trying to remember, what we are experiencing, if we have the element of taste incorporated into it. So have some fun with this. I would love to hear and see and just embody with my listeners and the people that I am talking to, how you have creatively found a way to use taste in your everyday life to help you move forward with progression and intentionality in what you want to do and to design a life that you dearly want to live. So have some fun with it. And we'll talk to you next month with some fun things that will broaden your scope and your ideas of what can be designed when you use intentionality.